Hey my lovelies, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet where I talk about all the thriller books and travel sometime, but mainly books. Um, it's been a while. It's been a while. I have not been good at making YouTubes, but I'm back. I'm gonna try. I've got here the 10 thriller books that I loved the most in 2025. I have to start by saying this was super hard. Super hard to make because I read over 200 books in 2025. So this was a hard list to make, and I feel like this list changes every so often, just depending on my mood. But at this time of making this video, this is the 10 books that I love the most in 2025. Shall we get into it? If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you will already know that I'm obsessed with Charlie Donnelly and his books. So it will come to no surprise that Charlie Donnelly is on this list. To be honest, I could have put all his books on this list, but I had to pick one because it wouldn't be fair. But I picked one. It's a hard pick. I love all his books. Guess Again by Charlie Donnelly. So this one, I think the beauty of all of Charlie's books is that you can pick any and just jump into it, and you will just trust the process, trust that it will all make sense. I always describe it as it's lots of little puzzle pieces that at first it looks like they're from different puzzles, but then when they come together it's just perfect. So this one was obviously an amazing read, and like the title says, whatever you think is happening, guess again, because it's most likely not that. I thought I had it figured out, and I didn't have it figured it out at all. So yeah, this was a really good one. And if you like a bit of a shocking twist and a complicated plot line, you know, if you don't like super complicated books that have lots of different characters and different storylines that come together, and then maybe Charlie's not for you, right? But if you like something that's a little bit more complex, that's going to just get you thinking and get you thinking, oh my goodness, at the end, then I think Charlie is for you. So yeah, give it a try and let me know what you think. Another author that I first read in 2025 was Dundee Smith, and my favorite book by her is One Small Mistake. This isn't your typical thriller. And actually, I did a live with Dandy, and she said that when she first wrote this book, she didn't really realize it was a thriller. You know, like she didn't write it to be a thriller, but it was edge of your seat, kind of anxiety-inducing thriller. It was just really well written. I love all her books. I've read all her books now, and I can't wait for, you know, whatever book she comes with in the future. She's just got really good writing. And I think the way she develops the depth of her character is just really well done. So yeah, One Small Mistake is probably not usual kind of like super twisty kind of thriller. If you like a twisty thriller, then The Wedding Vow by Dundee Smith is better. I'll stick a picture here. But that's more twisty. This one is more depth and character. Like, I shed a tear at the end of this, and I'm not an emotional person. On a Quiet Street by Serafina Nova Glass. Now, this book is for all the Desperate Housewives fans out there. This was like Desperate Housewives on crack. It was so entertaining. You get different point of views, and you follow this group of women who live in the same estate, and you wouldn't expect them to be friends, but they sort of become unlikely friends, and they obviously try and figure out something. This was really good. It was actually my first book by Serafina Nova Glass, and I've since bought many more of her books. I've read one, The Vacancy in Room 10, which was really good as well, but not as good as this one. So start with this one if you're wanting to pick up one. The little caveat that I will put in is the chapters are on the longer side. Not too long, because I don't like a really long chapter, so not like insanely long, but a bit longer than what I prefer. But it didn't take away from it. Like, I still really enjoyed it. Nobody Knows You're Here by Bryn Greenwood. This one was very emotional and intense, and it will make you question absolutely everything. It will make you think that you can't trust anyone. Like, I feel like after I read it, I was a bit self-conscious and a bit like, not self-conscious, self-conscious is not the word, a bit concerned about people around me. It basically follows this girl who meets someone, and that person offers her a job. She then offers her a coffee as well, and then that girl wakes up in a house in the middle of nowhere. She's been kidnapped, abducted I should say. But yeah, so yeah, it's very very well written again. I've seen a lot about it on social media, and I didn't expect that it was going to be as good as it was, but it was. Trust the hype on this one. Just it's not hype, it's appropriately hyped. And yeah, love that one. Look Closer by David Ellis. Now, this probably gave me the biggest whiplash of my life. I started reading this book thinking, oh, this is so overhyped. Like, it's just a domestic thriller. It's just, it's good, but it's like, it's a domestic thriller. It's fine, it's not like all that. And I just kept reading, and I kept reading, and it gets to a point where I was like, oh, and I had to read it back. I had to sort of go back a little, because I was like, no, oh, how did I not see that coming at all? So yeah, this book is probably the book that took me the most by surprise out of all the books I read in 2025. I would say biggest plot twist, and yeah, just really, really good. I don't know if you can see on the shelf here, I have The Best Lies by David Ellis, and I really love that one too. So if you're wondering whether to pick up a David Ellis book, don't. Just pick it up. Just go for it. Look Closer is a good one to start with. Slander by Rhiannon Barnsley. This one is a legal thriller, but it follows like these two celebrities that are going head to head in one of those kind of like big trials. And it's obviously like you get some social media influence on it. There's like a bit of a multimedia kind of type of storyline. And it was just really captivating. I read it in like about 24 hours, I think, because it was just so well written and so fast paced. Like, I just felt like I needed to know, and you just don't know who you trust, because obviously you're getting the story from both point of view, and they're going against each other. Obviously, one is suing the other for slander because he had an affair, and then she's told everybody he lost jobs. So then they obviously were married, and then he then sort of retaliates and sues her for slander. But it was really good, and actually the ending was not what I expected, so a good one to pick up. The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding. I think it goes without saying that this was one of my top books of 2025. I loved this book. I loved the characters. I loved the way the storyline evolved, and you sort of realize so many more things as you go along. Like, I like to go into a thriller blind, so you're never really going to get a whole story from me, because I think it just really spoils it. But it was just so cleverly plotted that I just couldn't stop turning the pages. I couldn't stop reading. The chapters are quite short as well, so it's one of those where you're like, just one more chapter, and you've basically finished the book. But it was really good. If you like Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, I feel like you would really like this as well. Yeah, I just really loved it. The Devil and Mrs. Davenport by Paulette Kennedy. Now, this one was on my shelf for the longest time. I'd seen some good reviews about it online, and I thought, ooh, I'll order it. And then it was just on my shelf for ages. And I'm like, why? Why did I not pick it up earlier? Why did nobody tell me? Like, just read it. Because honestly, it was so good. It was set in the 1950s America. it's about this wife who's a bit unhinged, but also like she's not wrong. She's, you know, she's just standing up for herself, and lots of things happen, and the twist, wow. Like the whole, I don't know, it was just so brilliant. Like I don't want to give too much because I think it'll just like spoils it. There was a little supernatural element in it, but I just don't think it was like, you know, I don't think it would spoil it even if you're not really into that. But yeah, just really good. Like at the back it says hallucinations, delusions. For the first time in her life, she's seeing things more clearly. Yeah, I just really liked it, and I also really loved the character of Mrs. Davenport. She was lovely. Staying on a bit of a supernatural kind of aspect, Forget You Saw Her by Noel W. Eiley. This was such a powerful and beautiful read. I got really emotional at times. It was just, I felt all the emotions the characters were going through. This is the prequel to Ask for Andrea, but you could read it in any order. Like you don't have to have read Ask for Andrea first. But this is basically the story of Andrea, and it's heartbreaking, really heartbreaking. We get the story of Andrea from a ghost point of view, and there's just so much more in that story than just that, obviously, but it was just so beautifully written. Like Noel is such a, she's a genius. Like the way she portrays these emotions that make you feel like, they make you feel it, like it gives you a lot of empathy for the characters and what they're going through. It was a beautiful book, like definitely one of the highlights of 2025. Absolutely pick this one up, add it to your list, read it, don't wait too long. It is honestly brilliant. And last but not least, Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Now I think this is Holly's first adult fiction, not YA, and it didn't disappoint. Honestly, it was so good. You sort of know from the start what's going to happen at the end, but it's about this girl who gets attacked, gets bashed in the head. The doctors tell her you've got 7 days to live. There's like a rupture in her brain or something. She's gonna bleed out, and she then decides to use the 7 days to figure out who killed her, essentially. And it was just really good. It was so clever, and because it's set in such a short space of time, it makes you want to just keep reading, and it really builds up that tension. And you're there, you know, figuring out with the main character what happened and who did it. So it was really good. And also, like, look at this nice sprayed edge. Yeah, definitely, I can't wait to see what else Holly Jackson comes out with. Like, I hope she writes more adult fictions. And yeah, if you liked A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, you'll like this even more. So yeah, that was quite a lot of books. Thank you if you've made it this far. Thank you. And I will try and make some more. I will try and make them a little bit longer as well. I'm just getting I feel like I'm still getting to know YouTube and getting to know how it works. So just bear with me. I've obviously got plenty more books to recommend. And yeah, let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd like me to do and what kind of things you would like to see on here. But in the meantime, thank you so much, and thank you if you've watched all the way to the end. I hope you have a wonderful day.